To do these problems where you have a replacement set, we're looking at this equation and we're going to replace this letter Q with these numbers. When we do that, if the numbers make the statement true, then it is a solution. If it makes it false, it's not a solution. So if we go over here and we look at this table, when we put the 2 in, it makes it false. When we put the 3 in, it makes it false. When we substitute the 4 in, we get a true statement, and the other 2 are false. So the only solution is 4. So now let's look at this problem. And we're going to make a table and do the same thing. So if I'm going to put my replacement set of 0, 1, 2, and 3, I want to see if 0 makes it true or false. So if I put 0 in, does that equal 17? And that is false. So then when I put 1 in, it's also false. If I put 2 in, that's also false. And then when I put 3 in, I get true. So 3 is the solution from this replacement set. So m equals 3. To find solutions on an equation, we need to isolate this variable. So to isolate that, we need to simplify the numbers and then move them to the other side of the equal sign. So I'm going to do my order of operations. The first thing I'm going to do is inside the parentheses I do the exponent. So I'm going to get 16 minus 10 plus n equals 10. Now I did the exponent first. The next thing I'm going to do is inside the parentheses, so this is 6. So I have 7 minus 6 plus n equals 10. And at this point, I then subtract 7 and 6, I get 1 plus n equals 10. Now, if you can tell what the answer is from here, you can solve it. The other way is to take this 1 and subtract it, because it's a positive, and we make it negative. And by doing that, we get n equals 9, which some of you could have looked right here and seen that 9 plus 1 equals 10. So you can plug in numbers, or you can solve by finishing it off by getting the letter by itself. So let's look at this next one. If I do the parentheses first, I get 22 plus m 2m. Now, in this case, I have an addition sign. In this case, I have a multiplication sign because parentheses is multiplication. So now what I want to do is I'm going to move this m to the other side. It's a positive, so I make it negative. By doing that, I get 22 equals 1m. And since 1 is like not having a number, we get m equals 22. So now let's go through that process of solving equations when we have letters on both sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to do my parentheses. Whenever I have numbers, I want to go ahead and take care of parentheses. And so in this case, I've done the 2 parentheses. Now this is multiplication, so I'm going to go ahead and just write it as 5n plus 6 equals 5n plus 7. And in this case, these two can never ever equal each other, because 5n plus 6 and 5n plus 7 can never equal each other, so there is no solution. This problem, I'm going to do my multiplication. This is 8 times 4 times k is 32k. 32k plus 45 equals 32k minus 10. Once again, if I have 32k and 32k, but I have a plus 45 and a minus 10, that's also a no solution. So we're going to go through these properties again. Inside this parentheses is 10 minus 8, which is 2, times 3h plus 6. And over here, I have 3h plus 6 times 2. Notice, after doing the parentheses, even though parentheses just mean multiplication, these two things are exactly the same thing. So this is what's called all solutions are often called identities. That means they're identical to each other. So now let's look at this next problem. I do the parentheses, 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 times 12 is 36. I'm combining the simple math together. And 2 squared is 4 plus 5 is 9, so that's 9g, also plus 36. Once again, I get the exact same thing on both sides, even though they're different order, but the community property says I can switch the order. This one's also all solutions. It's an identity.